Welcome to Bariatric Business Accelerator, or welcome back. I'm Karol Clark with Weight Loss Practice Builder, or this podcast, Bariatric Business Accelerator. And today we are talking about something that I think every weight loss practitioner needs to hear right now. Whether you're a bariatric surgeon, a medical weight loss physician, or a lifestyle medicine provider, I get to work with all those different types of providers, and I love it. And we all see that the weight loss industry has changed more in the last 12 to 18 months than it did in the previous whole decade, I think. And if your practice is feeling that pressure, if you're seeing longer decision timelines, patients dropping off, or a shift in the types of patients that are walking through your door, this episode is for you. So let's start with what's actually happening. As we know, GLP-1 medications have completely changed how patients enter the weight loss space. They are no longer following a predictable path. They're not calling your office or getting referred necessarily by another practitioner. They're starting off often on Google, on Reddit, social media, other AI platforms, and many of them are already on GLP-1s from a telehealth platform before they ever find you. In fact, a 2026 study published in JAMA Surgery looked at nearly 32 million adults and found that by the third quarter of 2025, about 24% of patients who were eligible for bariatric surgery were already on a GLP-1 prescription. Meanwhile, bariatric surgery volumes had dropped, they say, by 46% in this particular article over just 3 years. Now, before anyone panics, I want you to be really clear about something. The demand for weight loss care is not declining. The total U.S. weight loss market hit a historic $135 billion in 2025. There are more patients seeking help than ever before. The issue isn't demand. The issue is that how patients are making decisions. That's fundamentally changed. And a lot of practices, quite frankly, just haven't caught up yet. Here's what I want you to understand. This shift is playing out differently depending on the type of patient you're seeing and the type of practice that you have. Both groups represent a real opportunity if your practice is structured to serve them. The first patient is your medical weight loss patient. They're coming to you after trying something on their own, maybe a GLP-1 from an online platform that wasn't particularly well managed. They're not starting from zero. They're starting from confused oftentimes. They don't just want a prescription, even though a lot of times that's what it feels like to us. They do really want or need someone to actually guide them, which is where you come in, of course. And the second patient is your potential surgical candidate. They've done their homework, they've read everything, they may not have ruled out medication, and they are not going to commit to a consultation until they actually trust you. They want to understand all of their options before they take the next step. Both of these patients are walking through your door, particularly if you have a comprehensive medical and surgical program, or they really should be. The question is whether your practice is set up to receive them where they actually are in their journey. So what does that look like in practices? The practices that are growing right now, what I see, are doing these things differently. First, they're meeting the patients where they are. They're not assuming every patient is a surgical candidate if they're surgical practice or a brand new medical weight loss patient. They have intake systems that can quickly figure out where someone is in their journey and route them to the right experience from day one. Second, they're educating before they sell. Patients who feel informed and supported early on are far more likely to commit and to refer others to your practice. Education at the front of your funnel pays off for months and years down the road. I say this all the time. And third, this is the big one. They have systems, not just services. The difference between a practice that's struggling nowadays and one that's thriving often isn't clinical quality. It's structure. It's having a documented intentional patient pathway that takes someone from their first inquiry all the way through long-term follow-up consistently every time. So here's the bottom line. The shift is not something to resist. It's something to leverage. And we all can do this. The practices that take the time now to realign their structure with how patients actually make decisions today are going to be significantly ahead of everyone else. And that's exactly why I actually did put together for you something new. I haven't done a freebie in a while, the 2026 Weight Loss Practice Market Shift Brief. It's a free download that walks you through what's changing, what the data shows, and how to start evaluating where your practice stands today. It includes a quick self-assessment checklist, and you can use this with your team, a breakdown of the 2 patient types we talked about today, and a clear picture of what structural changes can make the biggest difference in your practice. You can get the link to download it in the description below. It's completely free. There's no fluff, just actionable information. And always I say, if this episode resonated with you, share it with a colleague, because honestly, this is a conversation that needs to be happening in more practices right now. So once again, I'm Karol Clark, and I thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for your time.